Good afternoon. You're watching the Weekend Review here on SABC News. We are witnessing the funeral of the late actor Presley Chweneyagae and the natural outpouring of emotions and affection that we've seen at the funeral service that was taking place at the Acacia Community Hall. But now the procession has left that hall and it's making its way to the Zandfontein Cemetery, which is where this giant of the arts, the beloved Cobrizi of South Africans, will be laid to rest. That's where we find Mbalenhle Mthethwa, who is on standby to take us through the proceedings on that side. And Mbali, I was saying a bit earlier on that it's a natural outflowing, and in a way, it's very hard to talk about a funeral being beautiful, but in this instance, you are seeing the beauty of the natural outpouring of ordinary South Africans not needing to have a declaration of any kind of status of the funeral, but speaking to who Cobrizi was to ordinary South Africans. From where you are, what is it looking like in terms of the scene and people coming through to pay their last respects to the late Presley Chweneyagae?
Well, it is certainly a massive funeral. People have come out to pay their respect to Mr. Massive himself. You know, Cobrizi was a man with many names. Cobrizi, Mr. Massive, Mosha, Dobeta. I'm just going to step out of the shot to show you all the names that he had. After having filmed Tsotsi, he got the name Dobeta, and those closest to him seemingly called him Dobeta, and at home he was Mosha, as you can see over here in the shot right in front of you. And the other name that he got from the character that he brought to life on the telenovela The River, Cobrizi, Cobra, whatever you choose to use, the name you choose to use, but he was a man with many names. He coined the term massive, and you'll remember that in an interview with a podcaster, he said that he'd wanted to be remembered as a good actor, and certainly that is what has happened. I mean, South Africans all around have come together in the different memorials, the services of memorial services that were held in his honor and in his memory. They certainly came out to remember his contribution to the industry, and they spoke about the movie and the role he played in order to encourage young people who wanted to be in the industry, especially when Tsotsi won an international award. But back to where we are today. Now, in the shots that you're seeing, you will see that there's a string band in the one corner that is setting the scene, and we also see doves that will be sent out. And yes, certainly we don't necessarily say that a funeral is beautiful, but in this regard we can call it massive. It is truly massive for a man who made a massive contribution to the acting industry, a man who won massive awards both internationally and in South Africa, a man who has made a massive contribution in building and preparing the next generation of actors and actresses. Now, you will remember that on the telenovela that he starred in, on the river, he had a son, and the son spoke as though he was speaking to a father, and he said, "I love you, Papa, till we meet again." Morena, those were his words. The character that his son played was Morena, the character's name, and he really spoke about how he started acting alongside the icon just when he was 16 years old, and has continued to work with him. And obviously, you know, he would have gotten some words of encouragement and training from this particular man, and obviously making a huge contribution in the kind of actor that he has now become. But the doves are being prepared, and that's what you're seeing in the shot over there. The doves are being prepared. The family will be sitting at the back, and we are just moments away from the family arriving over here, but preparations are still underway to make sure that, you know, the beloved Cobra Wali Easy receives a massive send-off and a final send-off as he takes a final bow, and he you know, is laid at his final resting place. But as you can see, it's movement, and everyone is just preparing for that, the arrival of the funeral cortege, which is making its way to this to his final resting place. Certainly a sad moment. It has not really stopped South Africans from coming, as you said, to Lasizwe, that even though it has not been given any category in terms of the different categories that certain funerals might be given, this one has not stopped people. I mean, while we were waiting for the proceedings to start, we overheard people speaking about Cobra, and they were referring to him as Cobra Wali Easy or Cobrizi Wali Easy, and that is exactly how people will remember him. People, some people who were passing by here, even though they are just fans, are very happy to be a part of the ceremony, and I think they're very grateful to the family to have allowed ordinary people to be a part of the family, and in order to come and say goodbye to a thespian and someone who has really light up the screens, as Gavin Hood explained during the memorial service that was held in Pretoria this week. For now, it is back to you in studio.
I've got to thank you. Your own narration and telling of the story in the last few minutes has been nothing short of spectacular and beautiful. It really does talk to who Presley Chweneyagae was. Those beautiful pictures, you saw them there as Mbali was talking through them, that represent the evolution of Presley Chweneyagae from the young actor that was in Tsotsi, that won the Academy Award, to later on, as the journey transition happened, until we know him as Cobrizi Wali Easy. So that's how it is, and it's happening spontaneously, organically, natural outpouring, I keep saying, and it is an honor to be showing you that chapter of his life as it closes.